To piggyback what you had said, we actually talked with the city about even using the fire trucks if they're not willing to play. Actually placing the fire trucks at FDR Park in the midway section, and if you have access to them, to use them as corn.
That's my plan as soon as the commissioner gets in his seat.
That's the commissioner. I mean, if we have other ways to go around that,
yeah,
that's something we're already starting the groundwork for that, to get it approved, the permits, have that added into our permits. So even if we don't use them, regardless. Plus, the city has said they're going to have their own water, their own cooling stations. So the city, I mean, the conversation was they don't want to double efforts. But with cooling stations, you can't have too many. It's going to be mid-July, and heat exhaustion and heat strokes are a big concern. So the more the merrier with the cooling stations, especially with this a mass this large. Yes, and that's why the midway point to have a cooling station, the medic tent, and the water drop off midway through it is very vital as well. It's very important. Okay. Now, I think I touched the subject earlier about having a Festivus type, atmosphere. There will be events all day long, regardless if you guys don't want to be at the marches or the rallies. If you guys come down to FDR Park, there will be things scheduled all day long, different activities. More and more pop up each day, and we're supporting and encouraging everybody. So if you guys anybody individually wants to take up their own task, and don't use this literally, I'm just giving an example, but maybe a water slide or something along those lines. Water may be an issue, something within limits, but something more of the Festivus type activities. Water balloons, something like that. But whatever you guys want to do, we encourage it. Make sure you get back to one of the head organizers. We'll promote it and help you out and make sure we can have that idea, start rolling and actually catch on. We will have, there will be body painting, things like that going on. So it is going to be a 60s type atmosphere that we're looking to promote.
May I say something else? In any kind of an organization of what we're doing here, communication is at the top level of success. I'm trained in crisis response, and if you're going to be doing something, once this website is set up, I'm going to assume, we all know how to spell assume, right? ASS out of you and me. So let's not assume anything, except for the fact that communication is paramount. And so if you're going to do something to wildcat it, it doesn't make sense because it's going to end up being a double effort. But if you have something that's in your passion, something you want to take care of, something you're willing to pick up the ball and run with, as long as the leadership knows what you're doing and you're getting an okay from the leadership, then it's going to work.
So by all means, if your passion is yoga, you want to teach yoga classes, contact me. We'll make sure it happens. If you guys if you're an artist and you want to teach art classes, contact me. And we'll make this happen. It's that Festivus type atmosphere we want to promote. It's peace, love, that's what we're here for. So there's no better place to show your Bernie love than in the city of brotherly love. So whatever, your creative heart imagines, let us know. We'll make that idea come to life.
I suggest something. We do like a group meditation. We have somebody set that up.
If you'd like to lead that charge, I'll make it happen.
Actually, I have a friend who's experienced in this. Ask her if she might be interested in organizing that. She's got a lot of connections to that.
I think at the DNC, meditation may be needed. So.
Well, I was thinking of having a large circle around. It's going to be in the Wells Fargo Convention Center, yeah?
Correct.
And so I was thinking of having a line along Pattison and around, and people holding hands, like a big, huge circle, maybe of 2,000 people. We're holding space at some point, maybe on the last day, and having quiet and sending blessings and this sort of thing.
More of like a peaceful, nonviolent direct action. There are groups planning on types of direct action now. So if you're looking to get plugged in, I'll plug you in where you can do it.
The candlelight vigil is another one people are
Correct.
talking about.
Correct. And then there's I think it's a Let Freedom Ring,
Yeah.
where there's
Yep.
a bunch of bells coming.
Yeah. And also put some political theater people. Did you say that's a stage? That converts to a stage? But we don't know which part of the
Yeah,
Don't know yet.
we want this area. Now, if that's one of our zones, again, the meeting with City Hall is gonna, this is
We'll
what
make a
we
stage
know now.
where there'll be a stage.
Correct. If we don't get these stages, we will set up a stage. Yes.
Hi, I'm here with a group who we're interested in doing cleanup, garbage cleanup.
Yay!
Garbage crew.
Amen. Hey, women.
Civic-minded Bernies. So we're interested in a place for some roll-off dumpster or two. We're started ordering garbage bags. We're starting to get together pickers, the grab-it thingies.
Do you guys have a?
But we need a place for the dumpsters.
I'll tell you what, before we go, make sure you get my phone number. I'll make sure this goes through the city. This should be
Yeah.
something the city provides.
Yeah.
Because if we
Definitely.
had a place to dump, what we plan on doing is bringing some trucks and just patrolling, being as visible as possible in our cleanup.
I don't know how well the trucks are going to work because the amount of people that are coming, it may be a gridlock. So mobile units.
Thinking probably stacking, and then once things clear out in the evening, go back around and pick up.
There you go. We can have
We've
a
done this
pickup
before.
location. Yeah, it's perfect. Make sure let's exchange numbers before the end of the day, and I'll
Okay.
make sure this.
And the other thing, we have another group of our people who would like to do a food bank
Okay.
collection. So if you run across a space for that, I'll talk to you about that.
Now,
Just-
there's
We
a
could
current.
do the church on Broad Street that runs
What-
this. What's the name of the church? It's
Broad
right
Street,
at Broad and
Broad
Yeah,
South.
there's that, but
Broad
there's
Street.
Yeah.
there's currently a food
Yeah.
and water organization with the city. They are the only other ones that was issued a permit
Okay.
through a special event. So there is currently a food and water. With that one, I'd like to link you up with them because there is a project going on, and if I could have you two tap together, two heads are better than
Phil
one.
Abundance.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get your
Their,
number
their
before I leave.
warehouse is right around the
Can I ask-
corner.
Okay,
Can
that
I
would
ask
be
what
good. We're
group
just-
you're with, please?
Do what?
Can you tell us again who you're with? Your group?
Civic-minded Bernies. We're on Facebook that way.
Thank you.
Sometimes I do outreach and I come across people who are willing to help in certain ways. Is there a way that I can send people?
You could absolutely
Just to your
just
Facebook
go onto
page?
the Facebook page. We have a sign-up we're working on. So we have people in charge of different areas, and then we have people who are volunteering. So we have forms.
What are
that-
you doing, you
Very
silly
good.
little
Thank you.
dog?
Thank you for coming.
Billy, is this going to be in the Bernie's website as well? Like, are all of this sort of going to be?
We need to link up and make this happen. Yeah, but yeah, we'll make sure they get on the hub and it gets promoted the right way. Yeah, absolutely.
And with the garbage removal, we want to split for recycling.
Okay.
We want to make sure that it's recycled.
We'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
And then we'll make this happen. The next is we are doing a grand opening at an office on it's 905 North Broad Street. The opening date will be June 6th. We're looking to open it up 2 days before the primaries end in New Jersey. Right now you have all the volunteers that have moved on to Jersey to help out those offices. As soon as those offices close for the primaries, those volunteers basically are all going to focus on the DNC. So the office will be open 2 days before. We're going to be prepped and ready for all those volunteers, but we need to be ready. Well, what happened in Jersey? No. This is just the heads that are specifically involved with the DNC. There's too much going on with the DNC to focus on other things. We're just getting things ready for them to come to us. If we're not ready, we have hundreds of people show up. It's kind of useless. So we're going to make sure we're ready and we can get to work right away. And then also with the volunteers, plans would be to hit the university, colleges. If anybody wants to get involved in other ways, we are doing training classes for nonviolent civil resistance. They start 9 a.m. every day here at FDR Park, July 23rd through 28th. So if anybody wants to attend those classes, you just feel free to pop up, spread the word. Nonviolent civil resistance classes will take place July 23rd through 28th at 9 a.m. here in FDR Park. We will set up martial training programs here at FDR Park as well. We're working on that project now, so as soon as that's up and going, we will release the time and dates. But those will take place at this park as well. Roughly 2 hours. Depends on the class itself, the questions that are asked. If the folks have a lot of questions, it may go on. But I'm going to say a good time frame is we're looking to have the classes wrap up and everybody to be able to make it up to City Hall for the rallies.
Who's offering that expertise?
As far as the classes?
Who's teaching?
Now that's being headed by an individual named Pete Perry. Right now we are training instructors.
Right.
So we are giving classes currently to train folks for the much larger crowds at the DNC. So right now we are training instructors to be instructors.
So I know the Friends are doing something on the 23rd, especially specifically for this as well. The
Yeah.
Friends, the Quaker Society.
I'd like to make contact with them through a group effort if we can.
Absolutely.
I mean, either way, even if there's 2 events going on as far as that
I
goes,
thought maybe you were already hooked up with them, so let's
yeah, either with that there can't be enough. So even if there is 2 different, that's better.
That's their expertise.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good stuff. Okay, we hit housing. All right, another thing that I really want to go over, I can't exaggerate this enough. Mainstream media, I don't mean to look at you back there, but I am, has painted an image on Bernie supporters as being violent. That's not the case. They talk about a chair being thrown in Nevada. That didn't happen. A chair was put down and a lot of hugs were given. We've been hit as head organizers a lot lately by mainstream media. Every time we promote the peace, we turn around everything. They try to catch us up on the words, and we say the right things, but still when the articles come out and you watch the news, the first image you see is Nevada, violence, and all this other stuff. So to counter that, the problem is there may be a Bernie supporter that's not linked in and knows how to contact us directly and sees that image and go, I'm frustrated. I may want to join in and they don't know that this isn't what it's about, but essentially it's brainwashed. The mainstream media is brainwashing Bernie supporters to push them towards a negative light. That's not the case. So what we did to counter what mainstream media is doing is we put together a petition. This petition is the promise of a political revolution. Regardless of what Bernie does, we are here to sway the delegates. We are here to stand with Bernie. Don't get that wrong, but while we are here in masses, we will have the political revolution on our own. We are the people taken to the streets united. How we are going to do that is with this petition. This petition is a list of demands to counter the voter suppression and election fraud that's happened across the entire United States. Now, if they don't meet our list of demands, which is on this petition, we are threatening a massive deregistration. Now, either A or B happens. They meet our demands, political revolution. We counter the voter suppression and election fraud, the things that have crippled Bernie throughout this whole race. Don't get it wrong, Bernie and Hillary are neck to neck right now. You minus the corruption, Bernie is winning. So this isn't only about now. This is also about future and years to come, our children and our children's children, to counter the voter suppression and election fraud that has happened, to make sure another good man like Bernie comes along, this does not happen again. With that being said, they neither meet our list of demands, we have a political revolution. If they don't, we do a massive deregistration. Now, with a massive deregistration, they have proven our vote doesn't count. They figured out how to manipulate, twist our vote. What does count is our registration form. The party only has power in the amount of members that they hold. So if we do a massive deregistration, we essentially take the power from them and give it back to the people. Now, where you go is at your discretion. A lot of us are encouraging, the Green Party with Jill Stein. Some folks want to go with no party preference because the state that they come from, it allows them voting freedoms. So it is state by state. But just to say this, Jill Stein's platform is almost identical to Bernie's. So you have another route to have Bernie's policies, being fought for. Not only that, Jill Stein has extended a hand out to Bernie and offered Bernie a spot with her. So with that being said, there's more ways than just the Democratic Party having Bernie elected and put into power. Yeah. And that may be the Green Party. Now keep in mind, it's exactly like Bernie says. When the big banks are too big to fail, break them up. The same holds weight with our political parties. Right. When they're too big to fail, break them up.
That's right.